Welcome YouTubers to another version of the lightest and best, where we look at a variety of knife manufacturers and their lightest and best offerings. As a disclaimer, I want to mention that this is for Emerson knives and it's about the Traveler. That there is one knife that Emerson makes that's slightly smaller than the Traveler, the Mini CQC7, which is 2.29 inches in blade length. This is a 3-inch blade length, so maybe we should call this video almost the lightest and best. But we'll proceed. Ernest Emerson of Emerson Knives is based in Los Angeles, California, and has been making knives since 1979. His knife shop is still a small family-run business. They were one of the first companies to introduce folding tactical knives to the market for police and military applications. A CQC7, which was used in the raid to kill Osama bin Laden, was recently sold at auction for $35,400, which makes it the most expensive production knife in existence. Let's talk about the specifications of the Traveler. The Traveler blade length is 3 inches long. The handle length is 4.1 inches to give a total knife length of 7.1 inches. The weight of the Traveler is 3.8 ounces. As you can tell, Emerson Knives makes thick, chunky, well-built knives. I have some knives for comparison. This is the Hinder XM18 3-inch blade. As you can tell, they're very similar in size. Here's the Shirogorov Neon. The Neon is a little bit longer. We have a Lion Steel TRE, which is a little bit shorter in handle length, but approximately the same in blade length. We have a Kershaw Leek, which is very similar in size. And last but not least, we have a Benchmade Mini Griptilian, which is a little bit smaller. The blade on the Traveler is made of 154 cm steel. It's a clip point blade with a V-shaped saber grind. The interesting thing about this knife is that it has a chisel grind. As you can note, on the show side, you have both a primary bevel and a secondary bevel. However, on the scale side, you only have a primary bevel, and this gives you an asymmetric blade grind. I believe that the reason they do this is that if you're in the field in combat situations, it's easier to sharpen a chisel grind blade. You only have to sharpen one side of the blade. Whenever you fold the knife, even though this knife is well centered, it gives the impression that the knife favors the clip side because of the asymmetric grind. The method of deployment of the blade is through a thumb hole, and it deploys easily. It also has a wave deployment here. Whenever you withdraw it from your pants, this is designed to snag on your pants and open automatically. I'll be showing you a video of that. The handle is G10 and has a titanium non-skeletonized liner. It also has a back spacer, which contains a lanyard hole. The pivot is simple. You can use a flat screwdriver, or as I did on the disassembly video, a dime. Fits nicely to disassemble it. This is for easy access if you're in a place that's not convenient, like in a military situation. The pivot runs on nylon washers. The lockup is by a liner lock, and as you can tell, locks up at about 50%. The liner lock has a little cutout, maybe 1 to 2 millimeters in depth, so that you can access the liner lock. The pocket clip is a steel surface-mounted spring clip, tip-up, right-hand carry only. As you can tell, there's plenty of ramp for access to your pocket. The ergonomics of the knife is very good. There's no attempt made at this knife to make a thin or light knife, really. The handle is over a 1/2 inch wide. It has a place for your index finger to rest. And when you grip it, it's wide. It's like gripping a baseball bat. It's very comfortable. So what are my impressions about the Emerson knife? Are there opportunities for improvement? Certainly. The knife is heavy at 3.8 ounces, and no attempt really is made to lighten the knife. There's no skeletonizing of the liners. There's no swedging of the back of the blade spine. Emerson, in effect, says, we're building a heavy, solid knife. If you like it, buy it, but we're not changing. The liner lock is a little bit difficult to unlock, even though there is a cutout there. And honestly, for $170, 154 cm steel is a lower grade steel. For that amount of money, you can get M390 or a higher grade steel like S35VN. The pocket clip is very simple and unpretentious. It's a surface mounted instead of embedded stainless steel clip. What do I like about the knife? I like that it's both simple and unique. It's unique in that it has a double side detent. Most knives put a detent ball on the liner lock or lock bar. Emerson puts it on the liner lock and on the show side scale. I don't know if you can see it there. But there's bilateral detent balls. They care about the detent. I like it that the pivot is simple and can be disassembled with only a dime, as I did in the disassembly. Fits in there nicely. The knife is also unique because it has a chisel grind. On the show side, it has both a primary and a secondary bevel, and then on the clip side, only a primary bevel. This makes it easier to sharpen if you're in the field. The Emerson knife is unique in another way in that it patents the wave deployment method. It prevents a knife advancing along the spine of the knife in a knife fight, and it also allows it to deploy automatically when it's pulled from your pocket. If you want an Emerson knife, the Traveler or the Mini CQC7 are the lightest and best options. And did I mention that they have one of the coolest mottos? Famous in the worst places. Why would anyone want to buy an Emerson knife? Why would anyone want to buy a Harley-Davidson motorcycle? I mean, wouldn't a moped get you to a place better with better gas mileage and be quieter? Yes, of course. And wouldn't a Bugatti be faster than a Harley-Davidson? Yes. But people don't get Harleys because they're quiet or get great gas mileage or because they're the fastest motorcycle. People get Harleys because they're cool and because nobody ever showed up at a biker bar riding a moped. It's the same with an Emerson. You don't buy an Emerson because it has the most expensive steel or has the most sophisticated pivot or has the sleekest handle or the fanciest clip. You buy an Emerson because when a Navy SEAL needs to take out an international terrorist behind enemy lines, they carry an Emerson. You buy an Emerson because it's cool and because they're famous in all the worst places.